We're live. Are you listening to? Are you listening to this? England v World Cup. England v Costa Rica Wednesday. So let's do this. What did you do that for? Oh, sorry about that, guys. Hey, God, dog. How you doing? Hope you're doing good.
Right in the far corner, the odd individual. There's one just down in front of us who was absolutely busting his lungs doing that. Here's Lizzie Jones. Well, this is great, and I hope it's coming across to you wherever you're listening to 5 Live Sport tonight. It reminds me a little bit of Wimbledon centre court on the day that Andy Murray played the Wimbledon final for the first time. It's just got that feel about it. The sun is shining, everyone's in a really good mood. The kids are out to see England play, and hopefully everyone's off to Russia in 90 minutes' time, feeling good about England.
Hey, Ryan. How you doing? Hope you're doing good today.
I guess to avoid personal calamity, and an hour and a half to get yourself into the World Cup. It starts a week today. This is the sound of Ellen Road in Leeds, with England World Cup winger Chris Waddle, and your #1 commentary team for Russia, John Murray, and first,
I'm doing great.
Dennis. Thank you, Jonathan. It's almost upon us.
I want to live stream on my TV, but
The county of Yorkshire.
I did not want to get a copyright strike. Oh, I'm writing without advertisers, so I did not want to get a copyright strike. So that's why I like it from this PC Sport app. But you don't get copyright strike.
As he makes his England debut, starting the game, and is the 17th debutant to be used in this relatively short reign of Gareth Southgate. Jack Butland starts in goal. It's a back three of Phil Jones, John Stones, Harry Maguire, Trent Alexander-Arnold. As the right wing back, Danny Rose goes as the left wing back, the three in midfield, Jordan Henderson, Fabian Delph and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Jamie Vardy and Marcus Rashford are the two up front. When the teams were announced there was a little bit of booing towards the Manchester United contingent.
Oh, I wonder why.
Which, if you remember when England played Australia at the Stadium of Light, Andros Townsend, who was then playing for Newcastle, came on as a late substitute and was booed purely because of his Newcastle connections. For those Sunderland supporters on Weir side this evening, this is England we're talking about. Forget your club allegiance, forget that club rivalry. This is the final game, and England will want to go off with a feel-good factor. Hopefully a victory as well, because England actually haven't lost their last friendly before a major tournament since June 1968, when they were beaten by West Germany. As we are underway, they've won 13 and drawn 4 of the previous 17. But there is an excellent atmosphere to try and send England off with belief, as Fabian Delph, who used to play here for Leeds United. Danny Rose actually never made an appearance before he left for £1 million to go to Tottenham Hotspur back in 2007. It was a venue for Euro 96, and indeed we just had a rendition of Football's Coming Home. That tells you everything about the atmosphere here in this stadium in West Yorkshire, as England in their red shirts and white shorts are playing from right to left, attacking the cop end of the ground for those of you who know Ellen Road. Navas is in goal for Costa Rica. The three central defenders, Kendall Waston,
Not much, just be relaxing, just try to get rid of this fucking hay fever.
All of a sudden, Arena is forward, wearing a
Which I
face mask,
hate when I
looks
get
like
hay
Zorro there on the
fever.
edge of the penalty area. There's the Costa Rica forward, and it's laid off then by Borges over on that far side. Gamboa is the right wing. He's certainly
shit.
the Manchester United. Oviedo, the left wing back, two familiar names for those who listen to English football. Celso Borges in the centre of midfield. David Guzman, Joel Campbell and Johan Venegas make up that Costa Rican side, who could easily be sporting the shirts of Derby County with the white bodies and the black shoulders, black arms, playing from left to right as we look. BBC Radio 5 Live here at Ellen Road, and we're with you through until 10:30. You'll have plenty of opportunities to have your say during 6:06 throughout the World Cup, but England related, we're with you through until 10:30 tonight, as Joel Campbell comes in field, still with Arsenal, as John Murray says, tackled by the England captain Jordan Henderson, in the absence of Harry Kane, who will lead England out in Russia. It's the 6th time that Jordan Henderson has captained his country, and here he is with the armband. What have you made of the opening exchanges, Chris Waddle?
Well, both teams late again on the ball. England started very brightly, had about 10, 12 passes and lost it, and then what they do, Costa Rica, they would lose the ball, they retreat very quickly, and they basically have a 4 to a 5 at times, flood the midfield, and they're not going to chase the ball. When they get it, they want to look after it. You can see that, they want to play. But once they lose it, they're well drilled, and they make it very difficult to
Come on, lads, come on.
It is flexible.
We can do this.
It can change.
We can
When they
score.
say it's a 3-4-3,
We can do this.
it could easily be a 5-4-1, couldn't it?
England's got in here.
Here is Delph. Delph forward. Delph crosses the ball. Ruben Loftus-Cheek had got forward. Cleared only as far as Henderson. Henderson is the midfielder in that central three who's just sitting. Cross whipped in from the right-hand side. Sliced and put behind by Gonzalez for a corner.
That's what I like to say. Alexander-Arnold there, he just gets it out of his feet and puts the ball in. England so far playing in front, and Costa Rica are not dropping off very deep. They're about 30-40 yards from their goal line. Sometimes a 4, sometimes a 5. Sometimes look at Vardy, try one in behind. Doesn't matter if you lose it, you're not losing anything high up the field.
Kieran Trippier was taking the set pieces on Saturday against Nigeria. The debutant Trent Alexander-Arnold whips it in from that far side, and it was whipped in as well.
Please, it can be clean.
The edge of the D, collected by Rashford. Drops his shoulder, links up with Loftus-Cheek. Good play. Rashford to the edge of the area. And this is Jones, just couldn't get it out from underneath his feet. Phil Jones.
You don't get a fucking ball, are you? Fucking great pass.
Loftus-Cheek would have been encouraging for Gareth
Fuck's
Southgate.
sake.
Rashford looked very positive, and that's what you want to see from
Oh my
Rashford.
fucking God.
Taking people on, driving at defenders. That's what he's in this side for.
Talked before, well, at the weekend about Raheem Sterling needing to deliver because he's only scored 2 goals for his country in, what was it, 37 appearances. Marcus Rashford, 2 in 18 as he starts tonight. Made a terrific start, of course, when we were at the Stadium of Light for that game against Australia with a goal after, 135 seconds. His other goal came in his first start at Wembley against Slovakia. He's actually gone 7 games without a goal for England as Keylor Navas will clear away. Maguire heads it towards Rose, and Rose turns it away from Borgas and plays it forward. Flag stays down, he was looking towards Vardy, who was trying to make that run around the shoulder of Gonzalez. England with Maguire coming forward. Delph is certainly providing energy in that midfield. He's been very, very busy in these opening 5 minutes as Fabian Delph, one of 5 Yorkshire ball players to be starting this game here in West Yorkshire. Maguire, of course, is another who touches it out towards Rose.
If you look, Ian, Maguire's really, look where the back 3 are. They're in Costa Rica's off, well into it, 10 yards. Maguire's stepped into midfield at a couple of occasions already.
Really?
Over on that far side, the England right. BBC Radio 5 Live, your World Cup station.
Oh yeah, the weather is beautiful over here.
The team is actually already setting up camp.
Very beautiful and hot.
And everybody will be arriving over the next few days to try and bring you not only the football but also the flavour. Rachel Burden will be hosting 5 Live breakfast from Russia on her travels. And who could forget the opportunity to wake up with Robbie Savage on your radio for a World Cup breakfast every morning as well.
Calvo just gave away a silly free kick there. This is a good chance for England. They look very dangerous set pieces. The corner was well worked before. Unfortunately, a couple of England players slipped. This is a very good position. 20 yards wide on the right, off the byline. Left foot, going to whip it in.
So close.
It's going to be Fabian Delph who's going to take it over on that far side, the right. Just a matter of yards in from the touchline. Not quite level with the penalty area, that towering east stand. So many of the supporters in there still bathing in the evening sunshine for what has been a very warm day here in the north of England. Just the one man in the wall, which is Brian Oviedo on that far side. His arms are tucked in. Delph waits. Rashford, I notice, is lurking just outside the D. There are 5 red shirts to aim for England, and it comes from Delph towards the far post. One of them was Maguire.
Oh, foul.
Foul on Keylor Navas.
Can't touch goalkeepers, you know that. I know what Navas said to Henderson when they tossed the coin up and that.
Come on. Oh, shit in hell.
Here is Gambo, near side the right for Costa Rica. Celso Borgas, who plays in the heart of their midfield. Deportivo La Coruña captain, relegated from La Liga. Just this season that has gone, he's been in the national side for 10 years. He looks an imposing figure, not half as imposing as Kendall Waston, though, who plays his football in Vancouver. It says in my notes he's 6'3". He's bigger than 6'3". It's Henderson out towards Rashford. Rashford now on this left-hand side. Goes easily past Waston, and it required support there from Joel Campbell because the cumbersome central defender was flat-footed and struggling.
Very confident Rashford. That was a great bit of skill on it. Waston, I think he plays in the NBA. He's said the wrong way just while his mate was behind the cover.
Oh, for God's sake.
Joel Campbell saved his blushes. Rashford looks sharp. Corner kick near side the left. 0-0. BBC Radio 5 Live. Delph to take it. It's an outswinger. Headed on by Jones. Strikes the crossbar.
Corner.
In fact, the assistant referee on that far side says that Navas got a touch to that.
He did. The referee got that wrong, as you say. It was the linesman on the far side who pointed to the corner flag and changed his decision. Another good set piece, though. England are working the set pieces very well.
Delph then to take it again on this near side, the left. Right arm aloft. Left-footed corner kick. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was the intended recipient. Headed away by Borgas. Rashford once again waits outside that penalty area, but this time he loses out to Gamboa on the far side. England win it back. That was Stones who was actually almost midway through the Costa Rica half who stopped that passage of play. Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
And again, notifications on me being live streamed. It's not live streaming until now. So I think YouTube has been fucked up
Here is
tonight.
Henderson, Maguire,
which I don't know why YouTube is fucked up already.
Waits. Behind him is Maguire. The two continue to exchange on this near side, the left. Vardy had made the run into the penalty area, not spotted. Rose almost reaches the left corner of the penalty area, and then Henderson will switch play towards Jones. Every outfield player is in the Costa Rica half, as England are dominating from right to left, but it's 0-0. Henderson back with Jones. Trent Alexander-Arnold. And then Jones on the halfway line. And the central figure in that three-man defence is Johnstone.
There's got to be an end product. They've kept the ball well. They've been in good areas to put balls in the box. There's only Vardy there spinning them again. There's only Vardy. Rashford's got sometimes think, you know what? We've got enough players involved in the build-up. I don't need to drop 25, 30 yards deep. Go and play alongside Vardy. You can get sometimes just mix it up a little bit. It gets very predictable.
It'll be interesting as well, because as we talked in the build-up to the game, that both Sterling and Kane dropped deep at the weekend to get the runners. That's not Vardy's strength, so Vardy's always looking for the ball off the top.
Yeah, Vardy is playing on the shoulder. He can't follow what he's doing, but Rashford, for me, is going too deep at times. He doesn't need to.
Headed away by...
And those guys, just to give you a heads up, there'll be more of these streams throughout the Russia World Cup, starting from next Thursday throughout to the end of July. So about 1 month of World Cup, Russia World Cup live streaming. 1 month profit. Now that's gonna be tiring me out.
They were topping the group, and with England finishing bottom, and when they met in Belo Horizonte, England were already going home. You could argue they were also the surprise package in Italia 90 with that surprising scoreline against the Scots. And then, of course, a 3-0 victory against Northern Ireland on Sunday. Maguire to Stones, now across towards Jones. Just lets it slip underneath his right foot to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's short of the halfway line. 11 minutes played, keeping their shape, Costa Rica.
Yep, I tell you, it's hard here when you play against organised drill team. That's when you need these players like your Neymars and your Messis. And,
yeah, you're talking about, I don't know, 2 hours per day. And 2 hours of live stream, live streaming per day.
Yeah, mate, look all right. You pass the ball around. You're not hurt, Will. We're just jogging around in a shape.
12 hours.
There's nobody asking any questions. So it's pass. That's why you need people like that. Maybe you'd be better out on the left today.
England 1-0.
That's Chris Waddle. He'll be part of our commentary team. Following England across Russia with our correspondent John Murray. The ball goes out of play. Alexander-Arnold on that far side, the right. Henderson, England go back. He's still looking for the ball over the top, Jamie Vardy. He keeps sort of like dropping in between the three central defenders of Costa Rica.
Oh my God, that's a great ball from Rashford.
Plays it up towards Rashford. Alexander-Arnold was making the run, but Rashford doesn't need him, because Rashford has picked one out, and it's sailed for Keylor Navas from about 25 yards out. Fabulous strike by Marcus Rashford. The St. George's flags are flying at Ellen Road.
Great start from Marcus Rashford.
With his third goal for his country, gives England the lead after 13 minutes.
Yes.
He gets turned, and he's looked very bright since the game started. He's been very, very good. Been in all the best things England's done, he's been involved in. He just pulls it out of his foot, just gets it a bit of yard. Look, he just turns, nobody closes him down. And he thinks, you know what, I'm just going to have a shot. What is he, 23, 24 yards? I've got to say the goalkeeper was in 2 minutes. Do I go for it or do I let it go? I think he's got his arms up and he pulls them down, and it's dropped well below the crossbar. You've got to say the keeper could have done better, but Rashford started the game very, very well.
They're not booing him at Road. If they are, you certainly can't hear it. Manchester United's Marcus Rashford. Ending a mini drought. He'd gone 7 games without a goal for his country. That's his third. It was a dipping effort over Keylor Navas, and England are 1-0 up. But he has looked sharp.
This is great.
He's been excellent since.
Oh, for God's sake. What the fuck? Okay, stand by for technical difficulties here. Stand by here. Hang on. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but Which that's just happened like that. Hang on. Oh.
This is your
Oh, for God's sake. What the fuck happened? Oh, come on. You need to sign in to listen. It's quick and easy. Oh, for God's sake. Hang on. This didn't take. Who do we want to win? Let me get England. Correct. Let me just unmute my TV for a sec. Hang on. And finally, it wanted me to register on the BBC Sport app. That's just great. Let's sort this account. It's for someone who is 13 and over. Which I cannot believe. I'm doing this on my life on the. Here it is. 08. No, OI. Fuck's sake. 8. 1. Not 2. 1. Ah, fuck off.
The cross that came in just before, it was lovely to see a left footer rose out there.
So that guys.
Left foot, spinning it
apparently.
And getting bodies in the box.
Oh God's sake, apparently want me to register to.
Leeds United was his first club. He never actually played a senior game here. Tottenham Hotspur signed him before he could make his debut for Leeds. The club was in administration at the time.
Now I just turn the TV up a bit louder so then in case you guys can hear it. Let's do that.
Just be hopeful balls for Urania to chase so far.
Oh, do not want that. Hang on.
Henderson to Loftus-Cheek.
513-493-5 gmail.com. No.
Rose.
Not the S.
Taking one game bar.
2, 3. S3 9DF, which is my postcode. Gender, male. But I don't know why you're asking me this. No thanks.
Just keep waiting
register.
For that. Calvo didn't.
Little example there of James just getting a bit sloppy there. When teams are banking up against us and making it difficult, wing back, it's the two outside centre backs that are free for us. And I think sometimes I'd like to see John Stones going out on that right hand side and maybe Jones come in the centre. Stones then can come out on the ball. They're the two players that are spare for England defensively.
Really why you don't need to spam?
I think Stones a better user of the ball. He's staying central and he's up against the centre forward. He can't, it doesn't allow him to come out
twice. Because there's no need for spamming.
Stones is the one player from Saturday's lineup against Nigeria who goes to the outset again tonight.
Oh, for God's sake.
Coach of Costa Rica was former international. Ramirez, veteran of the first World Cup campaign
this time next week, over the course of the last few months since we were in Lithuania.
Initially appointed as assistant to Paolo Wanchop, the former Derby, West Ham and Manchester City player. But he took over nearly 3 years ago when Wanchop resigned following a full-on scuffle with a steward at a game in Panama.
This England side so far, that Gareth Southgate has made 10 changes from a side that beat Nigeria.
We're going back to normal now.
As England look to stretch their
we're back to normal.
Into double figures to
finally.
10. They will have a warm-up and internal match. I think it's on Monday at St George's Park. Not for the full 45 minutes. It might just be a 40 minutes aside before they then leave for Pino, an hour's journey away from St Petersburg. That's where they'll be based before the opening game against Tunisia as John Stones plays a diagonal ball forward towards Delph, brings it under control. Delph gets it back then from Rashford. The two continue to exchange short little passes. Here is Rashford once again. Delph then makes the run ahead of him. Rose waits on this near side to left. England playing from right to left. They're level with the penalty area. Rashford looks to come inside. Two players, does so, and then stopped by Waston behind for a corner. Very, very sharp.
He's in the mood tonight, Rashford. These are the things, you know, we were talking about before the game. You think, you know, he's starting 11 and that. At the minute, I probably would think Rashford looks better in that role than Sterling in my eyes.
Food for thought for Gareth Southgate. He did say yesterday in the press conference that places were up for grabs. Rashford, as the corner is taken short again, quick thinking, rolls it into the penalty area. Loftus-Cheek with a flick, didn't quite come off. Rolls it out towards Delph, left corner of the penalty area, flights over the cross. Maguire's header, Stones is there. Vardy and Keylor Navas makes the save, and Vardy just didn't seem to strike it inside the 6-yard area. I was actually looking to assist the assistant referee. The flag had stayed down.
Terrible marking, the ball comes in the box. It's just a normal ball in, there's nothing special about it. Delph just hangs it in there. There's a free header. Vardy just wanted to drop a little bit quicker for him to finish it off, but give Navas credit this time, makes himself big, but it's Costa Rica. I mean, we were criticising Nigeria on Saturday first half, but Costa Rica exactly the same.
England looking strong, Rose comes forward, then plays the ball slightly behind Rashford and the move breaks down. Maguire was unselfish there in that header, because he actually deliberately headed it towards Stones, who was a matter of yards away rather than going for goal. England almost profited, but as they lead by a goal to nil on BBC Radio 5 Live. It's Costa Rica with Waston. Closed down by Delph. Delph gives you energy, doesn't he?
He's being played too wide for me. I think Danny Rose can do what he's doing at the minute. He's playing really sort of like a left-sided midfield player where he could actually go inside into that 20-30 yards.
Waston back to Keylor Navas. Champions League trophy was his 11th bit of silverware for Real Madrid. As Costa Rica with Joel Campbell. We've hardly mentioned them as an attacking force.
He'll be due a testimonial at Arsenal, won't he, Joel Campbell? He's been there since I can remember.
He's been there a while.
Who signed him? George Graham?
Only 23 appearances. He's been out. Well, originally there was a problem with his work permit. That's why he originally went out on loan. But he's had so many loans.
He's been on loan for 26 years.
Olympiacos, Villarreal, Betis. That's where he's been out on loan this season. Ball played forward towards Orena, headed away there by Stones. Delph. Borges was putting him under pressure. Delph turned away. Maguire. Rose on this near side, and then Rose launches the ball long. Gonzalez will head it away, picked up by Gamboa.
Danny Rose just has to roll it in the space. The wing back's pushed onto Danny Rose, so there's a big hole, and Vardy's pace will spin on the outside naturally anyway. Danny Rose keeps hitting that straight ball down the middle with a 3 centre-half, so just play it down the side.
We're midway through the first half here at Ellen Road. England's final warm-up match before the World Cup in Russia. They're leading by a goal to nil to take it through to half-time. Is our correspondent John Murray.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, good display by England. I would say a number of those England players out there in the red shirts look as though they're not sure that they've got a place in the team that'll start against Tunisia and are playing for a place in the World Cup team, not least the man who scored that thrilling goal, Marcus Rashford. Here's Jordan Henderson there down the left-hand side, latched onto the pass from Danny Rose. And actually,
kicked the ball in the crowd. He's hit a kid in the front row.
He has, and he's apologised, Jordan Henderson. He was stretching for it, and he just whacked it into the crowd. And hit a youngster down there who's okay, I think. I think that looks like his dad. He's just checking. He's all right. And Jordan Henderson said sorry immediately and leaned over the hoardings just to check he was all right. So England leading by 1 goal to nil. This is BBC 5 Live on this June evening. The World Cup just a week away. This time next week will be underway. You'll hear it, that opening match, Russia-Saudi Arabia, here on 5 Live. A 4 p.m. kickoff, UK time. Conor McNamara will have the commentary, Alan Shearer will be part of the team. Dion Dublin as well, live from the Luzhniki Stadium. Here at Ellen Road, England win the ball back with Fabian Delph. Square from him to goal scorer Rashford. Rashford just plays it back and Phil Jones joins the attack. Rashford's Manchester United teammate made a great deal of the fact that there were 5 Yorkshiremen in the starting lineup. Lancastrian scored the goal. Rashford. England with it on the right-hand side as they play from right to left towards the Revy stand. Here, the cross from Jones, it's deflected, but Keylor Navas is able to back that. Lolin Gray, the Real Madrid goalkeeper, and collect it. You said, Chris Waddle, as Navas delivers a ball way downfield, but beyond Joel Campbell, and it bounces through to Jack Butland, who's had next to nothing to do. You said you wondered what Keylor Navas of Real Madrid said to Jordan Henderson, the other captain tonight of Liverpool, when they met before the game. From Navas, it might have been something like, unlucky. And then at half-time, Jordan Henderson might be able to say to Navas, unlucky, because he didn't cover himself with glory, but it was a brilliant shot from Rashford. Received it from Loftus-Cheek, out towards the right-hand side, with the angle. I reckon that was probably 25 yards. But he hit it brilliant. Delph as well, down below us here, and then Rashford's ball through. He was slipped as he did so, and it was way beyond Vardy through to Navas.
Well, it's been very, very easy for England, and I'm not taking anything away. They've set the stall out, they've come at the blocks. Quick look, there's Rashford again, closing down.
The clearance from Waston, it's a goal kick.
Waston's been caught in possession, he's given the ball away. I don't know how many times now, but got to say, some good performances by England. They're very professional at the minute. You've got to say Rashford's been the best player in the park.
Costa Rica, as I say, playing against Northern Ireland in San Jose, and it was quite a send-off as Navas takes the goal kick and is goaded.
I think it would have suited them playing Northern Ireland, because Northern Ireland play a little bit like Costa Rica, don't they? They sit back, they play on the break, they get well behind the ball. They're not really attack-minded side, they really go for it. So it probably suited them.
Bellingham out of their own defensive third at the moment. Gonzalez passes it into the centre circle. Urenya. Now here is Joel Campbell, who's actually been at Arsenal for 7 years.
Yeah,
but he spent most of that out on loan, as he was. Yep, throwing for Costa Rica. Urenya now with the black mask on, plays the ball across the edge of the penalty area, and the shot from Venegas, a diving save by Butland to his left, and suddenly they come to life. Venegas, who scored against Northern Ireland with a shot, Butland with a save corner.
Ureno, I've been impressed with him up front. I think he's linked the play up when he's had the ball, got the ball, he's looked after it very, very well. That was a good save for Jack Butland. That's his first bit of action.
First thing he's had to do.
27 minutes.
Butland. Here's the corner then, swung in towards the back post, and a high towering header away by Phil Jones, who took command of that. Urenya with it on the left-hand side again. Cutting in from the left-hand side, but overruns it. Rashford's there on the edge of the area to play it to Alexander Arnold, who actually sort of ran into it and gave it away. So the cross from the left from the captain, Borges, takes the head of Delph, loops in the air, and Butland is able to make the catch. And will just underarm it out. So that save that he made, Jack Butland, will make him feel a little better in terms of actually getting into the action. Because I'm sure he hasn't avoided the widespread belief, even though Gareth Southgate's certainly not said anything publicly. Whether he's told them privately or not, who knows? But as we have been saying,
I think he would have.
Yeah, he actually said yesterday he'll make sure that they know well in advance, because remember that was an issue in South Africa, wasn't it, with Fabio Capello, that they just didn't know until too late in the day from a goalkeeper's point of view. But Southgate said he would definitely make sure they knew in time. 1-0, England 1, Costa Rica 0. Marcus Rashford scoring his third goal for England in what is his 19th appearance, and he's looked so sharp. Here is Delph, one of the 5 Yorkshiremen in the starting lineup. Has played here at Leeds United, as Danny Rose on his side of the field. Jack Butland actually had a spell as well at Leeds on loan. As Rashford is taken down, and it's a free kick to England here on the left-hand side, just down below and to the left of the gantry at Elland Road on this lovely night. Sun's still shining on part of the east stand, and indeed the corner of the ground on the far side. It's red and white everywhere you look inside the home of Leeds United. Delph takes this free kick square towards Henderson. Captain's armband on. The World Cup captain's on the bench tonight. If you've just joined us late, I might just run you through the England team again in case you missed it. As Loftus-Cheek is bundled over
on the far side of the ground, and it's another free kick. They've been uncomplicated, Costa Rica, haven't they?
Silly fouls, so they're not going to win the ball, and England are very good at set pieces.
Free kick then. Set pieces on Saturday were being taken by Trippier. Young took a few as well. Here tonight, Alexander Arnold has taken corners. Delph is going to take this free kick. It's from roundabout where Rashford scored from, actually. Maybe a little further out. On a piece of Elland Road turf that looks as though it's been recently replaced. Delph will swing this in, left-footed. Costa Rica holding the line just inside the penalty area. Referee's happy. Delph raises his right arm and then in towards the back post. Maguire was after it, took the head of a defender, and then Navas stretches high under pressure. Too much pressure from Stones. It's a free kick.
Stones just jumps alongside now. He goes to the floor, and the referee, he's blown before he even hits the floor.
Free kick. So England 1, Costa Rica 0. Costa Rica, as I say, they just obviously arrived in Europe this week. As ball's played back to Navas, and he's very nearly charged down by Marcus Rashford, who is lightning quick tonight. And Navas just got it away. Far too casual from Navas.
That's the way of the play.
Keylor Navas.
With
lime green boots, lime green gloves, grey kit. Beaten all ends up by Marcus Rashford's shot for the only goal of the match so far tonight. England, who are unbeaten this season, through friendlies and qualifiers in the build-up to the World Cup. First match against Tunisia will be in Volgograd a week on Monday. England's first match. You and I will be there with a commentary as England take this throw-in. Rose back towards Maguire. The three central defenders tonight for England. Maguire on the left, Stones in the middle, Phil Jones on the right, Butland in goal, Alexander Arnold winning his first cap as right wing back, Danny Rose on the left-hand side. In midfield, Captain Henderson with Loftus-Cheek and Delph either side of him, and then Rashford and Vardy up front. Rashford scored, Vardy probably should have done when he had the chance. And Costa Rica looks sluggish, it must be said. They still have one more game to play as the ball's played to Rashford. Fortunate bounce off Rashford, almost set Vardy through, but Waston was able to recover and swipe the ball away on the edge of the penalty area. Waston sounds like he should be from Yorkshire, doesn't he? Ah, young Waston. Here's Henderson, plays it through to Rashford, flicks it out to Rose on the left-hand side. Rose, Rashford now turning, and he's been in the game almost every single attack. Played a lovely ball, Rashford over the top to Delph down the left-hand side. Thought about crossing, held it up, played it back to Rose. Delph made the run, and eventually the challenge comes in from Gamboa, who's been given a torrid time. Throw-in taken quickly, and now Rashford to Henderson, back to Rashford inside the penalty area, went for the nutmeg, didn't come off, and Costa Rica are able to clear. Chris Waddle.
Rashford, and what do you say, Costa Rica are not the strongest opposition. He's come out his goals tonight. One thing in his mind, he's got a great role, he's enjoying the position he's playing in, scored a great goal, and every time he gets the ball you think something's going to happen, and that's what I'm saying about somebody who can make a difference, and he can.
Here's Loftus-Cheek, now to the right-hand side. Alexander Arnold's joined in the attack, plays it back to Loftus-Cheek, now back to Henderson. Henderson swells it in beyond Vardy, who made the run. That's classic Henderson, shaped himself, swung it in, but just beyond Vardy.
I don't think I've seen Costa Rica really get close to anybody until they get to around about the last 20 yards or 20 metres of the pitch. Up till then, basically, England playing in red tonight, just do what they want. Look at the pressure now. Just do what you want. You can maybe look at these two games they've played, John, false games. Go to the World Cup, it's not going to be as easy as this. Can it be?
You wouldn't have thought so. Loftus-Cheek now on the corner of the penalty area, but a little touch, and it's kept in on the far side by Alexander Arnold on the stretch. He didn't keep it in, it's a throw-in to Costa Rica. But it really does look to me as though Gareth Southgate has taken Marcus Rashford to one side over the course of the last day or so and said, you probably think it's going to be Kane and Sterling starting at the World Cup. Maybe said to him, I haven't made up my mind yet, and I want you to go out there tonight at Elland Road and convince me that you should be in the team.
He's convinced me.
So you think Rashford rather than Sterling?
Yep.
Unequivocally. Well,
That's a talking point for the 5 Live Football Social tonight. Get in touch now at 5 Live Sport if you use social media. Here's Joel Campbell, seen little or nothing from Costa Rica. Just the one shot from Venegas that was saved by Jack Butland. England coming again after Costa Rica lose possession. Rashford, though they're petrified of him. And Rashford plays a little ball across to Loftus-Cheek on the edge of the penalty area. Back to Rashford on the right-hand side, has a stretch for it. Beats the defender again. Tries to once again beat Guzman.
It does take a long time.
Guzman twists and turns and eventually wins a free kick.
Well, he's so confident at the minute there. He could have put it in twice. And really, if you're Jamie Vardy, you'll be saying to him as he runs past you, yeah, mate, just put one in sometimes, will you? We know you're enjoying the game, but we're waiting, queuing up. There's 3 red shirts queuing up for a crossing, and he had a chance. So sometimes he does frustrate his players, his teammates. You can see that, but he's still young. Well, what a talent so far we've seen.
Just describe for everyone how it's working between Rashford and Vardy tonight, by the way. And Loftus-Cheek as well.
Vardy plays like he does at Leicester, plays very high, plays on his shoulder, looking for that ball in behind. Anything whipped across the box, he'd be at the near post. Rashford's played basically 10, 20, 15 yards behind him in that midfield and that sort of number 10 role.
Here's Rose down the left-hand side, Danny Rose. Number 3, the challenge comes in on him. Just caught around the thigh, but he's okay. He's back on his feet quickly. Danny Rose. Ashley Young on the substitutes bench tonight. Actually, the standby players for England and Costa Rica, for that matter, are on the bench this evening. So Lallana and Livermore are there. And England can make a change right up until 24 hours before the first game. England possession at the moment, 66%. Surprised it's not more.
I thought more as well.
England still with it on the left-hand side. Vibrant performance against, as I say, a sluggish Costa Rica side with less than 10 minutes to go to half-time. England leading by that excellent goal, Marcus Rashford goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold's cross into the penalty area, this time a stretch behind the ball, bouncing towards the ready stand from Giancarlo Gonzalez. Another corner to England.
Well, that's what Vardy thrives on, isn't it? This time he's put it in. Trent Alexander-Arnold just got out his feet and put it in across the... Ask questions, Vardy's there. Good defending.
So the 19-year-old Alexander-Arnold, such a proud night, winning his first senior cap for England. Taking the corner now from the right-hand side into the near post, takes a flick off the head of Guzman, and it's bounced away out of the penalty area, but it's that man Rashford again in possession, and he's chopped down by Gamboa, and it's a free kick. He's okay, Rashford, quickly on his feet. The Japanese referee Hiroyuki Kimura just has a little word with Gamboa, and it's a free kick to England out here on the left-hand side again. And it, rather than Delph, who took the last one out on this flank, Alexander-Arnold's got.
Yeah, they want everything going in towards the goal, and that's they want players to get across their man and try and get a little glance, a little flick on it. Unless they've got one where they go right round the back, somebody spins right round the back and blocks somebody off. But you can see they've worked on a lot of set pieces, England.
Centre defenders, all 3 there, Maguire, Stones and Jones. Alexander-Arnold to take this in. A one-man wall, it's Joel Campbell, who's standing very close to the corner of the penalty area. England winning 1-0 on BBC 5 live from Elland Road tonight. Alexander-Arnold raises his left arm, and in it goes towards the penalty spot. Waston got his head to it and headed it up, and it bounces over the white line behind into the front row of the Revy stand for a corner to England. This is England's 6th corner of the first half. They've been all over Costa Rica.
Costa Rica player decided to fucking dickhead.
Costa Rica. Delph is going to take the corner, but the referee's not happy with something.
Walden.
By could have been Waston. Jones, Stones are there. And it's Waston who's been called across. He must be 6'5". The Costa Rican number 19, about to go into his first World Cup. He didn't make it to the squad for Brazil 4 years ago. Corner then for England. Delph delivers it towards the far post. Maguire heads it back across, and it actually bounced off the chest of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who was on the edge of the 6-yard area, back to Costa Rica.
Another set piece, and Maguire spare. Free header again.
England start from the back. Good pace to the England play. You said you wanted to see that, Chris, tonight.
Yeah, they've been good tempo from the off. They've really... It's very similar to the first half against Nigeria, isn't it? They've dominated possession, moved the ball quickly. could have had a lot more goals.
Oh, fucking God.
And then second half we saw a different game, but...
Well, their Costa Rican coach, Oscar Ramirez, almost looking right down on him. He's in a blue suit. He's got a little moustache under his nose. Costa Rican international, was in the 1990 World Cup squad. Here's Rashford off and running again. Rashford towards the edge of the penalty area. This time the final block, the final touch came from Venegas, and the ball finally finds its way back to Keylor Navas, who just side-foots it out of play near the halfway line. For
so far apart, Costa Rica, the midfield from the back four. Look, that's a 4, it's not a 3, it's a 4. One wing back.
About another
and
hour.
The midfield have got 1, 2, 3. They're all so far apart from each other. They don't pick any second balls up. When they get the ball, there's nobody to play with. So many behind the ball, and just ended up clearing it.
4, 5, 15 minutes.
We're rather like Nigeria. There's only one way they can go in this game.
50 minutes time.
1-0 England lead. And that's the thing for England, really, the fact that they haven't been able to force home their advantage with another goal or goals. And half-time is just over 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
Still a sunny evening here
how long you
at Emmett Road. And the ball played down the right-hand side for Campbell. Ureña's in the middle. Campbell. Maguire comes across, but Campbell still has it. Left-footed ball that's way beyond Ureña. And Jones allows it to bounce through for a goal kick.
Well, Harry Maguire's got to think defensively first. He's got Stones is 20 yards, 30 yards inside of him. Campbell just spins in behind him. He doesn't go with him at all. That could have proved costly, that.
And actually, it's the same as Saturday. Remember the start of the second half. Gareth Southgate, I thought, made totally valid point afterwards when he said that 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, like England had at the start of the second half on Saturday, could knock you out of the tournament.
Easy. I thought they were complacent. I think you asked them and he said they weren't. I thought they were complacent. I think they went in half time and thought, wow, how easy is this? And they've come out thinking it'll be exactly the same, and give Nigeria credit because they were absolutely woeful first half. They actually came out second half and had a go, and they could say they won the second half 1-0, can't they? But I just can't see this Costa Rican team doing that.
England 1, Costa Rica 0. Marcus Rashford's goal in the 13th minute, and what a good goal it was. Do try and catch up with it if you can at some point over the next 24 hours or so. Here is the experienced captain, Celso Borges, winning his 112th cap tonight. Plays it back to Waston, whose ball downfield is under the head of Maguire. Rose plays it infield. Loftus-Cheek had to be sharp, but he was, and he just tapped it back to Jones. Now here's Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. Champions League finalist, England squad member, now full international. Received his shirt from the Duke of Cambridge today. What a moment that is in an extraordinary year in the life of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Here's Rashford. Now back to Delph. Rose, this is halfway inside the Costa Rica half on the left-hand side. Rashford, then back to Rose again. England dominating possession. Now Maguire, Harry Maguire, Sheffield lad, to Rose, Doncaster lad. Ball bounces away into the full-back position. Gamboa, though, presents it straight to Rashford, who very nearly beat him with a trick, but it was deflected out of play for a throw-in that referee Kimura says Gamboa was going to take in the wrong place.
Full of confidence, Rashford, isn't he? He's the one who sticks out.
Confidence?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You see him in my nose shirt in the last 15, 20 games when he played or came on, he didn't seem to have that confidence.
This Rashford tonight is the boy wonder, isn't it? Who absolutely wowed us in his early months. And as you say, we've seen flashes, you know, the goals that he scored against Manchester United at Old Trafford. That was you and me, wasn't it? We were there that day. I mean, he had a great day that day, but he looks so confident here. England in possession inside their own half with 2 minutes to go of the first 45 minutes. Delph back towards John Stones, two Manchester City teammates. Fabian Delph starting a match for England for the first time for well over 2.5 years. Injuries have been the problem for Fabian Delph. So he's another one really looking to grab the opportunity. Came on as a substitute, of course, against Nigeria at the weekend. Now back with John Stones. This is the 8th consecutive match that John Stones has started for England, which is by a distance the longest run of anyone's starting for England in this current team. Jones now at the back. Part of the reason for that with Stones, I'm sure, is the fact that he, for Manchester City, began only 4 of their last 21 games this season. Needs matches, John Stones. Maguire plays it back to Stones, just inside his own half. Stones with a little ball to Delph, and now Maguire back towards Delph again, who points Maguire to give it back to Stones, but Maguire dwelt on the ball, so Costa Rica have got it back, and Gamboa plays it through the middle for Urenia to chase. Butland was a long way out of his penalty area, and Urenia slid in with a challenge on Butland, which certainly wasn't necessary.
Still a free kick.
And it's a free kick.
Just a couple of incidents there. Maguire's been caught with the ball over the top where he was ball watching. And we're talking about better opposition, you're punished. That there, you lost the ball cheaply there. One ball down the middle, you'll get a better team. We'll exploit that.
Yeah. The competition is certainly there in that area of the field, with Gary Cahill having the game that he had at the weekend. In the last minute of the first half, England won, Costa Rica nil. Only the second time these countries have played each other. The first was in Brazil 4 years ago in that eminently forgettable 0-0 draw. Now Trent Alexander-Arnold, lovely piece of control, then the cross, but straight into the gloves of Keylor Navas, who's able to catch it as he sprints out of his 6-yard box and overarms it to Gamboa, who plays it up to Joe Campbell, and then Rose is tripped and it's a free kick. Campbell with the trip and a free kick to England. So the World Cup starting next week. The 5 live commentary teams will be on their way from Monday onwards, 1 minute of added time, and every time a match is being played at the World Cup, whatever time of the day, you'll be able to listen to the match with us, either on 5 Live or 5 Live Sports Extra. We've got Caroline Barker, who will be inside the England camp at Rapino. Rachel Burden's with us, presenting breakfast. We've got Robbie Savage's World Cup breakfast every morning on 5 Live at 8:30. There'll be the 5 Live World Cup daily podcast for you to download, plus much, much more. Mark Chapman and Kelly Cates will be hosting all of our coverage of the matches. And this time next week, Chris will be there. We'll be in Sochi, won't we? We'll have travelled to Sochi this time next week. Beautiful Sochi, where the sun shines brightly. So they tell us. I hope it's not raining when we get there. England 1, Costa Rica 0. Half-time approaching. A very good first half for England. Problem, though, I suppose, is the fact as the half-time whistle goes down, there is only 1 goal to show for it, Chris Waddle.
Yeah, well, England being so dominant, they've played very well. All you can ask is play the tempo, move the ball. They'll be disappointed they haven't had more efforts on goal. You know, set pieces have looked threatening, but general play, apart from Rashford's goal, they've not really troubled Navas in goal. It was a wonderful goal by Rashford, who's been, got to say, best player in the park by far.
Yeah, brilliant goal, a brilliant strike that dipped over Keylor Navas, who should have done better, but it was a superb shot into the Costa Rican net. No, it was a superb shot into the Costa Rican.
Oops, not bad. Not bad.
No doubt about the star of the first half for England, Marcus Rashford. England 1, Costa Rica 0 as the players troop towards the...
Not bad again. That was not meant to happen. Hang on, let's just get back to it. That I think he's fucking screwed it up. What the fuck? Hang on. Well, it's half time. Oh, for fuck's sake, what the fuck did I do that for? Hang on, stand by. Technical difficulties here. Stand by for technical difficulties.
You're going to play hard opposition, and there's more important to the game in the World Cup, whether it be Tunisia, Panama. They're going to work a lot harder. It's going to be high tempo. Now,
I'm back.
Play. If he's not working, you think, well, we'll start Sterling. Sterling's coming on. Now, Sterling, the next game, he could start Sterling. But at this minute, if he's got that much confidence against Tunisia and Panama in particular, you've got to play him.
Well, look, let's talk about this on the 5 Live Football Social. We're here with you, with Chris Waddle, live from Ellen Road through until 10:30 tonight. So at full time, give us a call, 08085 909 693 85058. Is Rashford doing enough tonight to get your pick for that Tunisia match a week on Monday? Ben on the text. Rashford absolutely fearless, so refreshing. Skillful little flicks in the box, running full pelt at defenders and scoring goals like that. Start him at the World Cup, says Ben. Tell you what, one of the goals of the Premier League season just gone, I was lucky enough to be there that day at Stamford Bridge when Christian Eriksen scored against Caballero. Very similar, 45-degree angle, 25-30 yards out, dipping delivery, John Murray. Everyone was criticising Caballero, but when you hit them that hard, with that amount of spin, few keepers are stopping them.
Yeah, but it was an incredibly clean strike, wasn't it? And I thought it had a little touch of Ronaldo as well, actually. Maybe a little bit of wobble as well. Certainly had a dip on it, but brilliantly struck by young Rashford.
Jack 85058, impressed with Rose, Rashford, and surprisingly Henderson. I'm not a fan of his, but he's got one job, keeping his head down and playing well. This from Neil. This is the best example of the influence both Pochettino and Guardiola have had on the English game. Slick, liquid football. Rose and Delph playing the high press. It's great to see. Southgate has talked about that, Chris, hasn't he? About the, everyone now into the European style. Everyone's so familiar with it. The influence of the European coaches as well. I think both of those managers mentioned would be impressed, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think against Nigeria and against Costa Rica tonight, England have come out the blocks very, very quickly, and they've done what they need to do. Now, the thing they've got to add to it is, can you kill the game off in the first half by putting 3 in? As you saw against Nigeria, they were 2 up, cruising, but Nigeria came out of the game, give them a scare. And against the better sides, they will be able to hurt you, obviously, and they'll dominate a lot of possession. But this is a great... The last 2 games for me is how they should play, the tempo and everything, against Tunisia and Panama. I think that's, if they're going to win the game, that's what they've got to do.
All right, impressive debut so far from Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. Danny Rose is playing for his place, you feel, on the left, doing his best, but no doubt about the star. It's been a FIFA half of football from Marcus Rashford. Now, come on, England, deliver for the second 45 to really send yourselves off to Russia with these fans in good spirits. The second half to come, live from Ellen Road, after the latest 5 Live news. Here's Davinia Ramos.
On digital, online, smartphone and tablet, this is BBC 5 Live.
Around 6,000 jobs could be at risk at House of Fraser. If rescue plans are approved, the retailer could close more than half its stores. These people are outside the Wolverhampton shop, which is on the list to close.
Absolutely gutted. It's been here for like years and years and years, and it's a massive part of Wolverhampton, this is.
Staggered. My grandmother used to bring me when I was 3, and I'm 90 now. And I'm just, all my family, we're just devastated. It's a lovely, wonderful shop.
The Metropolitan Police is investigating London Fire Brigade's use of a stay-put policy during the Grenfell Tower fire last June. 72 people were killed. President Trump welcomed the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe to the White House for talks ahead of his historic summit with the North Korean leader. Mr. Trump told reporters that the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula would improve prosperity everywhere. The government's published its proposed backstop plan for trade with the EU after Brexit. It includes an expected end date of 2021, following talks between the Prime Minister and Brexit Secretary David Davis. And Louis Walsh has decided to leave the X Factor after what he's described as 13 fantastic years. The 65-year-old has been the show's longest-serving judge.
This is BBC 5 Live on digital, smart speaker, smartphone and tablet.
A couple of things to tell you about on the roads. There's problems on the M25 clockwise in Essex. Heavy traffic. One lane is shut between junction 26 at Waltham Abbey and junction 27 for the M11. And on the M6 northbound, queuing traffic and one lane shut at junction 14 for Stafford North. That's because of an accident. Davinia Ramos, 5 Live Travel.
5 Live Sports.
On Saturday night, 5 Live Boxing presents ringside commentary as Tyson Fury makes his long-awaited comeback against Sefer Seferi in Manchester.
Fury is landing at will at times. 2 left hooks, a big left uppercut.
Here our preview of the fight, including a chat with Tyson Fury, right now on the podcast 5 Live Boxing with Costello and Buns.
I don't see fear in a boxing fight. I don't go in there thinking I might get knocked out or whatever. I go in there for victory alone.
Fury versus Safari, build-up and commentary Saturday night from 10:30 on BBC 5 Live.
This is 5 Live Sport with Jonathan Overend.
Yes, it's a terrific weekend of live sport from the 5 Live Sport team. Mike there, Mike Costello, will be ringside in Manchester for the Fury fight. Saturday we'll also have the England Rugby Union first test out in South Africa, and before that the women's singles final at the French Open, which will be between Sloane Stephens, the US Open champion, and Simona Halep, the world #1, who has another crack at winning a Grand Slam title for the first time. Then on Sunday, live again from Roland Garros, will it be Rafael Nadal going for an extraordinary 11th French Open title? Well, he's into the semi-finals as of today, where he'll play Juan Martín del Potro in a match you can listen to live on 5 Live Sports Extra tomorrow afternoon. And then the Canadian Grand Prix, will bring that to you live. And then the small matter of the World Cup. Our coverage will start on Monday night. We'll run it through 5 Live Sport weeknights next week until Thursday, when the whole thing gets underway with the first match live, and Alan Shearer part of our team for that. Tonight on Sports Extra, Super League. Super League. Wakefield are leading Wigan 14 points to 6. Also latest scores from the Women's World Cup qualifiers to bring you. Wales have beaten Bosnia 1-0, that's a result. In Group 7, Scotland 1, Switzerland 0, that's a latest score. Other football news, Johnny Evans has completed a medical ahead of his £3.5 million move from West Brom to Leicester. Richard Scudamore will step down as Premier League chairman by the end of the year. He's led the organisation for almost 20 years. He says the Premier League is in great shape and the future is bright. Meanwhile, if you want to watch live Premier League matches on Boxing Day for the next 3 years, you'll need an Amazon subscription. They've bought a rights package which gives them 20 games, including all 10 from the festive round of fixtures. Liverpool ladies boss Matt Beard has been appointed the new boss of West Ham ladies, who'll compete in WSL next season. And despite suffering from jet lag earlier this week after his flight from New Zealand to South Africa, uncapped Hurricanes forward Brad Shields is on the bench for England's first match against the Springboks in Johannesburg on Saturday. So whether it's Johannesburg, Roland Garros in Paris, ringside in Manchester, Montreal for the Grand Prix, or indeed early arrivals in Moscow ahead of the World Cup, we'll have it all covered for you on 5 Live Sport over the next few days. We can get a roundup of today's Royal London One-Day Cup matches by joining Simon Mann from our cricket team. Simon, you're at Hove actually watching the tour match, Sussex against Australia.
Yeah, and it looks as if Australia are going to win now. They made 277 for 9 in their 50 overs, a fine 100 from Marcus Stoinis. He made 110. They did lose 4 wickets for 13 runs at one point. They subsided from 167 for 1. Sussex made a really good start. Australia have dropped 3 sitters, but it's 219 for 9 in the 42nd over. Sussex have rather frittered their wickets away. And although Sussex have plenty of overs left, they do not have many wickets left, just the one in fact. So it looks as if Australia are going to open their tour here with a victory. In the Royal London One-Day Cup, some tight matches around the country. Places on off in the knockout stages. At Edgbaston, winner takes all. Whoever wins this will win the North Group. Worcestershire need 293. They're 281 for 8 in the 42nd over. Moeen Ali 114 from 75 balls. The holders Notts have qualified. They beat Derbyshire much earlier by 8 wickets with more than 38 overs to spare. Yorkshire at Headingley, not far from you, Jonathan. They need to win to qualify. They require 242 to beat Northamptonshire, and they're 223 for 6 in the 47th over, so 19 to win from 3.1 overs. So a couple of tight finishes around the country.
Thank you very much indeed, Simon. Yes, that one-day series for England against Australia also starting next week as well. So much going on in the sporting world around the World Cup as well. So, with all that happening, others, just focus on one thing. 5 Live, we've got it all covered for you. But don't forget, with the World Cup, breakfast time with Rachel Burden, Robbie Savage from 8:30. Through the day, live commentaries. Often there are 3 commentaries a day on 5 Live Sport will be there for you. And that World Cup daily podcast, really recommend you subscribe to that good and early, so it will drop into your podcasts on your phone or on your computer good and early for those morning commutes or the school runs or however and whenever you listen to your podcast. Some other observations on the first half here at Ellen Road. Chris Waddle. Fabian Delph, you would say, had that energy first half as well. Do you believe? Does he have a role to play in Russia? If so, what?
Maybe. I don't think he'd been first choice or third or fourth or fifth, to be honest. I think we'll be surprised if he gets a game in the World Cup. If I had to use him as anything, or if the tournament progressed, I'd use him as a marker on a really talented player.
Really?
I wouldn't play him as a midfield player. I don't think he gives you enough. He can work, we know that, which they can all run, John, and they can all run, you can't say that, but on the ball, I think he's quite limited, so I think he's a dog. I think he can get after players, he can put his foot in, he's aggressive when he has to be, and I think against a better opposition, and if they had a really good midfield player, or somebody who played on the wing even, somebody clever, really clever, you think you've got to stop this guy, I would look at putting him on somebody, mate.
Alongside him, Jordan Henderson, captain of England once more today. Keeping a close eye on him. As one of the texters says, he does the simple things very well. Occasionally he'll go for one of those big diagonal passes. A lot of people making the point, though, that he often goes sideways and backwards. Is that a problem for you?
At times it is. I think he's always available. Sometimes you think, well, what are you giving him the ball for? Because he's just going to get it back. You know, the object is to turn and think, can I play forward? That's what a midfield player does, isn't it? Well, that's what the players I've played with do. And I think at times he tries that ball, that Steven Gerrard crossfield one, what he used to do. Sometimes they come off, but I don't mind. I think if it's a ball where you think, you know what, if this arrives, they're in the final third and something could happen, he should look to play more, because he can deliver. It's not like he can't do it. But I think what people gets on his back is that when there is times where he's got time to turn, look, play it, he doesn't. He goes square and back, and I think that frustrates a lot of people.
And if there was to be a criticism in that first half, you pointed out that Harry Maguire got caught out twice. One ball over the top and once in possession, which almost got England in trouble. Is this a big half for him in terms of nailing down that position on the left-hand side of the three at the back?
Especially as Cahill was brilliant against Nigeria. He was man of the match, and rightly so. So he'll be looking at that, and he'll think tonight, I've made two mistakes there, which against a better opposition, no disrespect, because we go against top teams, they would have been punished. So yeah, maybe Gareth Southgate thinks, I like what Harry gives you on the ball. Probably he's better at creating and passing and setting things rolling from the back than Gary Cahill, but Gary Cahill's got more experience, and he might need that in the tournament.
Well, Chris is here with us until 10:30, and you can speak to the Waddler at full time. 08085 909 693. You've heard his opinions. He'll have more, as always, over the course of the next 45 minutes. Will Chris be ranting or chanting during Russia? I was told to say that, Chris. You can call him. You can speak to him, particularly on this point again about Marcus Rashford. Chris believes Rashford has done enough tonight to start at the World Cup ahead of Raheem Sterling. Do you agree with him? Do you disagree with him? 08085 909 693 85058 on the text. What's in store in this second half? We're live from Ellen Road in Leeds, a match being played in a fantastic family atmosphere, with the flags being waved around the stadium even more as the sun goes down to the west. England lead 1-0. It's back to Ian Dennis. Thank you, Jonathan. Well, neither side has made a change at half-time. Nick Pope, the only member of England's World Cup squad of 23 who's yet to figure in either of the warm-up games, Nigeria at the weekend and this one against Costa Rica, yet to figure. Did get an extensive warm-up during the break, but it's Jack Butland who stands in front of the Kop, away to our left-hand side, as England in the red shirts and white shorts in the second half will be playing from left to right, leading by a goal to nil. And as Costa Rica in their white and black shirts and black shorts get the match back underway here on BBC Radio 5 Live, with the English national anthem being sung by this passionate crowd here inside Ellen Road. England line up as follows: Jack Butland in goal, a back three of Jones, Stones and Maguire. Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool making his England debut, right wing back. Danny Rose, left wing back. Jordan Henderson is the sitter in the midfield. Delph and Loftus-Cheek make up that midfield trio, and Jamie Vardy and Marcus Rashford are the two up front, as once again England employ a 3-5-2 formation.
Henderson lifting the ball forward. Loftus-Cheek waits for the ball to settle. England are attacking the south stand. Away to our right-hand side. Costa Rica have Keylor Navas, the Real Madrid goalkeeper, in goal. Back three, Waston, Gonzalez and Calvo. Gamboa, formerly of West Bromwich Albion, hardly figured at all for Celtic. He was just a fringe member, really, of the double-treble squad. 3 appearances throughout the season as the right wing-back, Oviedo as the left wing-back. Borges, Guzman in the centre of midfield, and Venegas and Campbell supporting Marcus Arena up front for Costa Rica. As we're early in the second half, BBC Radio 5 Live. And before question time, extra time at 10:30, we'll be taking your calls on the 5 Live Football Social. It's getting serious now with the World Cup very much on the horizon, and you'll get a real flavour next week on 5 Live as we build up to the tournament. There'll be a special programme on Monday night focusing on Gareth Southgate. I think in the next night there's one inside the camp, as that pass was sold a little bit short there, and as once again Calvo had to get there before this real live wire. Marcus Rashford, he has not stopped. He's been the standout performer for England as Costa Rica are forced to go
Jamie
back.
Vardy's put a terrific shift in.
Yes, he has.
You know, he doesn't catch the eye on the ball. What he does, he's very basic, very simple. Legs get in behind, but he works his socks off the ball. And he's off again. Look, Vader. I think he's offside. He's got to be. Yes, he is. I think at half time as well, I think Gareth Southgate might have said, look what happened on Saturday. He's come out a bit sluggish, a bit slow. We thought Nigeria were there just to make the numbers up and give you a game. They came out quick, caught you out and got a goal. So I think that's why England started very quickly in the second half.
Of course, I'm sure Gareth Southgate would have reminded them about their concentration as well, because they were caught cold by Nigeria very much so in the early stages of that second half on Saturday, when Nigeria reduced the arrears. So England would want to learn from that.
Right now.
Not that Costa Rica would necessarily change as much as Nigeria did in the system, because they're quite rigid, really, the way that they play Costa Rica. The other thing that was interesting as well, just talking about those warm-up, those programmes next week on 5 Live to give you a real flavour ahead of the World Cup. Of course, this time 4 years ago, never really had that sense of excitement building, because England were away in Miami for a week before they went down to Brazil in the build-up to the last World Cup. That's been a real difference I've noticed this time, as the ball is floated across by Costa Rica. So these England players would have sensed how the nation is feeling. There is a belief within the squad. We've already had a couple of footballs coming home from inside Ellen Road, and they'll be able to feel that building without wanting to get too carried away. I've got to say, the week in Miami was very pleasant. Here is Borges for Costa Rica. The England band pipes up once again inside Ellen Road on BBC Radio 5 Live. Guzman, under pressure, goes back to Gonzalez. Sustained spell by Costa Rica, 4 minutes into the second half. Joel Campbell out towards this near side. The ball then played forward, and Venegas giving it away. Overhit it a little bit. Jack Butland quickly gets it out from underneath his feet. The one thing I'd say about Jack Butland, and from speaking to him the other day at St George's Park, he hasn't got the #1 shirt, but in his eyes, he hasn't given up the fight. Although many, as John Murray was saying, expect Jordan Pickford to be the #1 against Tunisia. But to make that save in the 26th minute, when he's had very little to do, always remember Nigel Martin saying, the higher up you go, particularly in international football, it's your concentration levels that need to be at the top of your game. And therefore, the save that he made was a very good one.
If you play with top teams, that's where because you dominate the ball. So you're playing with Man City, you've got to switch on all the time, because you may be watching the game for 15 minutes before something comes near you. So that happens. But listen, anything can happen. In the first game, you don't want it to happen to Pickford now, but something could happen to him.
Well, here he is once again as Arena gets the shot away from the right-hand side of the penalty area, hit it low, just skimmed across the surface. Butland made the save, and in the second save that he's made, they seem to, a little bit like Nigeria in many ways, they seem to have just improved a little bit.
Yes, they've come out a lot quicker. I'm sure the coach again might have said words to them to say, look, what's the point of playing these games? You're going to the World Cup next week, and you can't play like this. Doesn't matter who you play against.
Nice
Nigel Martin, who's here tonight, as is Danny Mills. I know Danny was part of our programme on 5 Live Sport last night. They'll be in the Norman Hunter suite, I'm sure. Norman, who yesterday attended the funeral of Ray Wilson, a World Cup winner, of course, with England, and fondly remembered by his family and friends. A great turnout in Huddersfield yesterday, and our thoughts are with his family. As Rashford, the goal scorer, as England lead by a goal to nil. 6 minutes into the second half. Here is Maguire to Phil Jones. One of the quartet of Manchester United players who are in the England squad of 23. Alexander-Arnold, Henderson, the England captain for the night. I'm sure we'll have the raft of substitutions made by both managers. Ball played forward by Henderson from deep. Alexander-Arnold, who was tucked in and Vardy couldn't collect it. Bowled out then by Keylor Navas towards Joel Campbell. And it was a half-hearted layoff, really, and unable Costa Rica to take any advantage. As 7 minutes into the second half, England lead by a goal.
They don't press as a team. You get ones and twos going chasing the ball, and then as the ball gets played behind them, they must think, I've done my job, who's behind us? The rest of the team's 20-30 yards behind them, so...
Preparing for their 5th World Cup are Costa Rica. As Phil Jones with a back pass, eventually it reaches Jack Butland. Reina will run towards him, Butland gets it out from underneath his feet. When Gareth Southgate was talking to John Murray yesterday, he said at international level, sometimes a goalkeeper will make more contributions with his feet than his hand. And he noticed that the contribution that Jordan Pickford made, I think he said it was exceptional, Jordan Pickford in that area, as Delph turns, takes the ball into the penalty area, tries to thread it through low, blocked by the tall and commanding central defender of Kendall Waston, and out of play it goes for an England throw on the far side to left as they play from left to right, leading by a goal to nil. Every outfield player once again is in the half away to our right hand side. It's in front of that east stand. Delph to Rashford. That was a late challenge from behind on Waston. Rashford didn't like that, but he's clearly felt it. He was very late, the big burly central defender.
It's the first time he's got near him.
Yeah. Free kick then to England, and Trent Alexander-Arnold will wander across towards that far side to take it. So this will be another in-swinger from the free kick, about 10 yards in. Atmosphere picks up once again. Been quite buoyant throughout, really. Maguire is forward from the back, as is Stones. Loftus-Cheek has joined Phil Jones in there. Vardy's lurking on what would be the far side as far as Trent Alexander is concerned. Rashford and Delph just wait outside in a central area, just outside the D. They've got everybody back Costa Rica bar Urena. It's going to be taken by Alexander-Arnold. It was quite a flat ball in. It was an outstretched right leg by Gamboa. Kept, though, by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Whips in the cross. Waston, though, will head it away. Henderson is first there for the red shirts of England. 10 minutes into the second half. And Delph almost playing as a left back. A position, of course, he's played on many occasions this season for Manchester City, helping them win the title. Tidies up. Rose is actually on this near side as England with Stones. Henderson out towards Delph, forward. Alexander-Arnold on that left-hand side at the moment. They haven't been able to switch back to their normal positions after the corner was taken. Here is Jones, chips it long. Rashford's made the run and cleared away on the full by Francisco Calvo. Henderson looking to take it away from Guzman. And free kick, which the Japanese referee will give in favour of England.
Well, I think Costa Rica obviously have upped the tempo slightly, so they're making more of a game of it now. England are not putting the passes together like they were in the first half.
Ball played forward. Vardy makes the run. Vardy, Alexander-Arnold back with Henderson. Henderson in towards Vardy. Vardy with a cross. Outstretched leg by Calvo. Vardy tries to meet that ball, heads it. Loftus-Cheek will get a touch. Henderson on the drive! Keylor Navas beat the ball away. He struck it so sweetly on the half volley. And I'm sure Henderson
Henderson would have loved to have beaten the Real Madrid goalkeeper with that one.
Yeah, good strike by Henderson. Vardy done very, very well down the right-hand side. It comes out Henderson, first time hit. Unfortunately by Henderson in England, it was straight at the goalkeeper.
It's going to be a corner kick. Trent Alexander-Arnold fires it across. Maguire's header cleared off the line.
I don't know who's marking him. That's every header Maguire's won, basically.
Oviedo with the goal line clearance. Alexander-Arnold whips in the cross. Costa Rica on the ropes here. England go hunting for the ball once again. That would be possibly the only criticism you could have made of England in the first half, that for all their possession, they didn't necessarily create enough chances.
They looked threatening at dead ball situations, didn't they? As the physio runs on and falls over. I think his parachute came out that rucksack. Did he jump from the standing? Anyway,
well, he's seen the funny side.
They've looked very threatening in set pieces, England, but in general play, they haven't created too much, have they?
No. But you had there, I think I can recall 2 efforts in the first half, including the goal. But there you had, there he is. He's seen the funny side of it, the physio. White teeth, beaming smile, as the Yorkshire support here in the main stand continue to give him grief. Keylor Navas now is getting the big build up here.
Subs now, Costa Rica bringing 2 on. 22 and 7.
22 and 7. 12 minutes into the second half. So Henderson and then Maguire's header cleared off the line by Oviedo as England look to increase their lead.
Must be 17.
Here is Oviedo, formerly of Everton, relegated with Sunderland into League One. Balanos is going to be coming on very, very soon. Now this is interesting because Balanos doesn't actually feature on the team sheet, and the reason being is that he was a real doubt as Costa Rica are on the attack. And this is with Campbell. Got the shot away, that was blocked, but he only had, I think it was ankle surgery just a few months ago, and he was actually replaced by David Ramirez on the bench. As the shot comes in from distance, Jack Butland has it covered and it goes over the top. So we weren't necessarily expecting to see Christian Balanos coming on.
I think Harry Maguire's struggling as well. I think Harry Maguire could have...
Well, he missed a couple of days training last week with that muscle problem with the hip. And that will be a concern. They won't want to take any chances there. The other player who's coming on is Matarrita. England are yet to make any of their changes. As a double change is going to be made by Costa Rica. So here is Urena, able to turn. They have improved. They were disappointing in the first half. It's only a slender lead England have at the moment, leading by a goal to nil. Costa Rica attacking the Kop at Ellen Road. Cross comes in. John Stones will head it away in front of Jack Butland. As we approach the hour mark, still the 2 substitutes are waiting for Costa Rica down below. In fact, there's activity on the England bench as well. Is that Danny Welbeck? Danny Welbeck, formerly of Manchester United.
Yep.
And even in the warm-up, he again was booed again because of the Manchester United connections by those Leeds United supporters here inside Ellen Road.
Right.
It's a Manchester United player, of course, who's given England the lead, and that is the only goal between the two, as Oviedo comes off, and Ronald Matarrita coming on from New York City. He's the deputy left back to Oviedo. Actually played 10 times in qualifying. But this is a big moment for Christian Balanos, who had ankle surgery back in March, been a real doubt. Very, very experienced, likes to get forward, was the joint top scorer in qualifying with 4. But before that change happens, England are going to make their alteration. And it's Jamie Vardy who is going to come off, and Danny Welbeck is the player who's come off.
11 off.
So Welbeck for Vardy. Christian Balanos has come on for Costa Rica. 11, did you say?
Yep.
That was Johan Venegas, who scored against Northern Ireland. And Kieran Trippier is going to be coming on as well for
Stones.
England, as Stones once again makes a mistake. And in fact, just after that, he then just looked up and just yelled out, because I think he will know again that they are the sort of errors you cannot make at this level.
It's decision making, and he's got to sort that out. Listen, everybody wants him to be comfortable on the ball like he is there, but it's decisions, and if it's not on the play, sometimes even the greats, Baresi's and all them, they hit it, they put it in the stand, they have to do it long. Sometimes you just can't play all the time.
On the evidence of what we've seen so far against Nigeria and tonight here against Costa Rica, I've got 2 question marks out of that, from what I think will be the expected England lineup for that opening game against Tunisia. Stones or Dyer in the heart of the defence, Rose or Young as the left wing back, as Welbeck collects this ball now and quickly spreads it out. There's a little slip there by Rose, but he's midway through the Costa Rica half as England lead by a goal to nil. 62 minutes played, slips it in, gets it back. Rose overruns it then inside the penalty area, cleared away by Costa Rica. Campbell in a foot chase with Henderson. Henderson, though, will curb that run. Stops him short of the halfway line. Costa Rica playing from right to left. BBC Radio 5 Live. We are not only offering you the best live commentary and analysis when we're in Russia, but we will also have the World Cup Daily podcast, Robbie Savage's Daily World Cup Breakfast, and 606, so you can have your say. And of course on the website, well, fill your boots basically, 24/7 for all the coverage when it comes to digital. Dele Alli is going to be coming on, Gary Cahill as well. Now that will be a concern for Harry Maguire, because you said that Harry Maguire is struggling. He's had that muscle problem. And Gary Cahill coming on for him, Ali and Trippier. And Nick Pope as well. So I think the fact that Jack Butland hasn't completed the full 90 minutes will give you further indication that Jordan Pickford will maybe start the World Cup campaign against Tunisia. Just another indication, as Gareth Southgate is yet to confirm that just as yet. But here's Loftus-Cheek coming forward, and he shoots, and it's off target. So we're going to have 4 substitutions here. Trippier, Dele Alli, Gary Cahill and Nick Pope. We've already had 1 debut tonight with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and this is a real moment for Nick Pope, but he'll have to wait first of all, because the first of the 4 changes that are going to be made. Jordan Henderson is coming off. He's taken off the captain's armband. Who he hands it to, we'll have to wait and see. But he turns to acknowledge this crowd inside Ellen Road, and Henderson comes off and Dele Alli is on.
Alexander Arnold.
So he's off, so that's like for like with Kieran Trippier. Gary Cahill has actually put on the captain's armband. And the electronic board goes up, and the sight of 23, Nick Pope, who has a word with Jack Butland, a slap on the back, and a moment that Nick Pope, what a story for Nick Pope as well, the way that he's worked his way up through the lower leagues, the non-league, to now become an international for England. He acknowledges the cop away to our left, and Nick Pope making his England debut. And it was Stones
who came off, so Gary Cahill's gone into the middle of the 3. Actually, I think Maguire probably is better suited in the middle rather than Cahill.
So Nick Pope, terrific season as well for Burnley. Richly deserves this. But you think that when he was released by Bury Town, he went to play for Bury Town after being released by Ipswich. And here he is, Nick Pope, now playing for England. 38 appearances for Burnley. And the tall, lean figure is away to our left-hand side. So how many is that in total? Is that 5 substitutions we've had from England? So we've got 1 more to come on. It always disrupts the flow of the game. But England lead by a goal to nil. The first half performance was terrific. Costa Rica have improved in this second half. Vallenanos was making the run through the middle. It's picked up by Joel Campbell. Left corner of the penalty area. Matarrita joins the attack. England with Loftus-Cheek, Vallenanos, Coming forward, Matarrita, Joel Campbell. England though are quick to close him down. And then it's with Gonzalez collecting a ball from Calvo at the back and across towards that far side. England 1, Costa Rica 0, BBC Radio 5 Live. By the way, I know obviously quarter-final World Cup 86, semi-finals Italia 90. What was the first World Cup that you can remember as a young lad growing up in the North East?
Watching England win 66, I was about 5 and a bit. I was at my auntie's in Watford, and I got a balloon and bust all the ornaments. It didn't go down too well in the house. And then obviously watching the 70 Mexico, and I saw Brazil, and I thought, wow, does everybody play football like that? And unfortunately they don't.
Kieran Trippier heads it back towards Pope. Round of applause there for the Burnley goalkeeper as he gets his first touch, throws it out. It's an underarm throw out to Dele Alli. Here is Rose on that far side. Mine was 78, watching Scotland against Peru. I had a teddy bear called Bluey. Couldn't tell you the scoreline. Here is Cahill back towards Pope on that far side. Don't make any comment. There's certain things that you regret saying, but back with Pope once again. England lead by a goal to 0. Marcus Rashford with the only goal. A terrific strike as well for his third goal for his country after 13 minutes. England have had a couple of efforts in this second half. Ali overruns it. Urena. Bogas played forward to Urena once again. Stopped by Maguire. No foul. Maguire steps out of defence. They're going to make another change at Costa Rica. Trippier towards Rashford. Rashford plays a diagonal ball. Loftus-Cheek able to turn, rides the challenge. Referee plays the advantage. Loftus-Cheek brought down this time.
Oh, they're not happy. They're not happy Costa Rica because they think they still had a free kick up their end, which on the Urena and they didn't get it. And the referees give this one to England. Similar position.
Well, it's the central area of the field. It's probably about 30 yards out from goal. Are England going to have an effort? We're midway through the second half. We're on our way is the chance. 5 Live will soon be on their way. In fact, we already are in terms of our technical staff, but you'll be able to hear us. Remember, this time next week, the World Cup starts. Hopefully with your World Cup station. England in their final game, leading by a goal to 0. Midway through the second half. Here's John Murray.
Thanks, Ian. And Costa Rica are going to make their third change before England take the free kick. So Guzman, David Guzman, central midfielder, is going to make way for it's a like-for-like change. This Yeltsin Tejeda is coming on. And yes, he was named after the former Russian leader, Boris Yeltsin. So the perfect man for a Russian World Cup, young Yeltsin. But a free kick. England are leading by 1 goal to 0. This is BBC 5 Live. And Trippier, who's just come on into the action, is preparing to take this. Just rubs his nose with the top of his right sleeve and then hits it round the wall but round the post as well for a goal kick. Shake of the head from Chris Waddle sitting next to me.
I think you're looking at a lot more pace from that distance to trouble the goalkeeper. Got it round the wall, but it was always going wide.
I asked him the other day how many free kicks he's scored in his career, and he said about 4 or 5. Kieran Trippier. Here's Delph. Delph's now taken over the Henderson role in this match, so Delph is the middle man of the England midfield 3, with Dele Alli onto the field playing to Delph's left, and still Loftus-Cheek to the right. I think, was Matarrita booked there, by the way, for that foul on Loftus-Cheek? I've got a feeling he was. So it is England 1, Costa Rica 0. Just being handed a piece of paper which tells me that the BBC, that's us, understand that Liverpool are close to completing a £53 million signing of the Lyon World Cup squad player Nabil Fekir, who I know you've seen lots of him, Chris, because we've spoken about him. We'll get a word from you in a moment. But here's Bolaños, the Costa Rican substitute, lots of experience. This is his 80th cap. He's wearing a black headband, as is his way. You'll probably remember him from past World Cups. Bolaños about to play in his 3rd. Costa Rica about to make another change as well. Ian Smith's coming on for them, the number 4. Ball with Yeltsin Tejeda in central midfield. Then Borges hits the ball downfield, but that's cut out by Maguire, who obviously has, if there was a problem, he's obviously recovered from it.
He's getting through it. Well, he got a little bit of cramp, a little bit of tightness. You don't know. They're making a substitution now. Ian Smith is coming on.
Yeah, Gamboa is off. Ian Smith is a right back. He's just 20 years old, so he's gearing up for his first World Cup. I went through all of the pronunciations with one of our Costa Rican colleagues before the game. He went through them all. He came to number 4 and he said, Ian Smith. And I said, I think I can manage that one, thank you very much. So Gamboa is off and Ian Smith is on to replace him. This is only his 3rd cap, and on he comes to play for Costa Rica at Elland Road. England still leading by just the 1 goal to nil. And Gareth Southgate has one more change that he can make. 36,104 is the attendance for this, the 3rd full international match that England have played here at Elland Road. Amazing really when you consider what a sporting venue this is. The city of Leeds, the cricket at Headingley, all of the rugby, and all the triathlons taking place here very soon, and all of the other events, as well as of course Leeds United themselves. Great sporting city, and here England leading by 1 goal to nil. Last time England played here, a Leeds United player scored in the match. I bet you can't guess who it was. Here's Rose on the left-hand side, plays it forward. Now Dele Alli's into the action for the first time in the full-back position. Dele Alli is challenged and the ball runs away. And now Urenia will take it forward, but Dele Alli's back in position and Urenia has to twist. Still keeping possession, Costa Rica in their white shirts with the black trim. Urenia with his mask on, actually turns and plays the ball back into central defence to Gonzalez, who got a header in back to Keylor Navas. It's a little bit of a trick question because it was Robbie Fowler who scored the goal. He was playing for Leeds United at the time. Both Nigel Martin and Danny Mills, our colleague Danny Mills, were playing in the game as Leeds United players as well. Nigel Martin, who I heard on Test Match Special at the weekend as the guest in A View from the Boundary, and he was very entertaining as well. Ball played into the full-back position for Costa Rica, but it runs away for a throw-in. The substitutions have disrupted it, Chris, as they always do.
Yeah, they do spoil it, but Costa Rica's...
Oh, Delph is in a little bit of trouble on the edge of his own box, but keeps possession superbly against Joel Campbell and passes it.
I think Costa Rica's got a little bit better second half, been more competitive, have been up higher up the field, have worked a little bit harder. And a little bit like the game at Wembley, really, against Nigeria, where England were brilliant first half, dominated the game, and come off the pace, get a little bit sloppy second half. Same case.
Should we be a little concerned for England that they're struggling to put teams away?
Yeah, yes. And
dealt back to Pope. Pope took a touch and then cleared it away downfield.
Got to think Tunisia will be very, very hot. And if they play second half slow and can't raise the pace, keep the tempo decent, they'll be. If they're not got a good lead from the first half, they'll be under pressure.
What about your thoughts on this new Liverpool signing, Nabil Fekir, which has been flagged up for a little while, hasn't it?
Well, Liverpool player, technically very good. You know, he's got a lot of talent, highly rated in France.
Yep, and will be commentating on him at the World Cup for France. Well, lovely touch from Rashford round defender Gonzalez, went round the other side, played the ball one side, plays it now to Trippier. Trippier whips over the cross and took the head off a defender. Waston comes out to Rose, who hits his shot into the ground and it bounces wide.
Right foot, Rose, he could have done on his left, couldn't he? But Rashford again, very brave. He's not been the impact he's had second half he did first. Probably not got the ball as much, to be honest, but nice little ball from him. Good ball in, and Rose swings his foot and always going wide.
Yes!
England 1, Costa Rica 0. Join us on the 5 Live.
Yes!
Tonight till 10:30. 08085 909 693. Tell us what you've thought about this England performance. What about Marcus Rashford, who Chris Waddle has praised to the rafters here tonight for his performance. Brilliant goal. Here's Dele Alli now taking it on. He's got Rashford available to his left-hand side. Lovely balance from him as Gonzalez slid in. Back to Dele Alli. Curls it and it's headed in the middle. And Danny Welbeck is there with a diving header in the 6-yard box to make it 2-0 to England.
That was a great goal. Great move. Dele Alli and Rashford linking up very, very well.
Yes!
It's a great ball in by Dele Alli. I don't know who he was trying to bend it for the far post, and Welbeck arrives with a diving header and puts it in. Well, it's a good header. It's a good work goal. Rashford will be involved again.
Yes! Oh no!
Very good goal.
And that should seal England's unbeaten build-up to the World Cup this season, leading Costa Rica by 2-0, scoring the second. Should be decisive, you would think, the way that the match has gone in the 76th minute. And Danny Welbeck, he's got a handy knack, hasn't he, of scoring for England.
For England, yeah.
16 goals now, and this is his 39th cap. That's not a bad record at all.
Very good international football, very good. I think Dele Alli was trying to bend that in the far post. I think if he's picked them out, fair play to him, but the way he's shaped his body up, the way he's wrapped his foot around the ball, I think he was trying to put that in the far corner.
And now here at Elland Road, it's a celebratory feel as you look around the old stadium with England flags.
Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Let's refresh it. Right, let's refresh it. Hang on.
Tries to give it away between them. So England leading Costa Rica by 2-0. And Costa Rica, who have a really tough group. I think it is one of the more competitive groups at the World Cup, with Brazil and Switzerland and Serbia. They're going to have to produce something a little like they did in Brazil 4 years ago.
They'll not get through playing like this.
No, they won't. But as you well know, Chris, what happens in the matches pre-tournament very often can be misleading. Costa Rica will hope it is. Remember 4 years ago in the group with England, Italy and Uruguay, 3 previous World Cup winners, Costa Rica won the group. And don't forget, that can happen at World Cups as well. Here's Loftus-Cheek, who's taken out by Tejeda, and it's a free kick to England, and we will now see the final change. And coming off, it will be Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who's won his 4th cap this evening. Jesse Lingard coming on for his 12th. How do you feel he's done tonight, Loftus-Cheek? He was one of the players who you would say is playing for a role.
He's got a lot of talent, good technique, and he's worked hard. He's played that right-hand side, inside right. When he's on the ball, you can see things happening. He's got great balance, good first touch. So I think there's still more to come from him as well. So,
and Gareth Southgate also now is just having another look for the remainder of this game, probably about 15 minutes of it with the added time. Another look at Delph's playing in the holding role, but Ali and Lingard on the field at the same time. But unlike at the weekend, well, actually, Welbeck did come on, didn't he, at the weekend as a substitute. It's Welbeck further forward and Rashford as well. And England with it on the left-hand side, leading by 2-0. Rashford and Welbeck, Manchester United, present and past, scoring the goals at Elland Road for England. That will have amused the supporters of that club over the other side of the pennant, particularly as Ian was mentioning before. Oh, it's given away badly by Bolaños. And now Dele Alli through to Lingard on the edge of the area. Lingard, lovely balance, and then the shot left-footed, deflected up and wide and behind into the south stand for a corner.
Good movement, great one-touch footballing. I thought he was going to roll it to Danny Rose, he was going to fizz it across the box, but he didn't. He decided to have the shot and he got a corner out of it.
10 minutes to go, BBC 5 Live. Then we'll be taking your calls, your chance to speak to Chris Waddle about this England team heading to Russia. 08085 909 693 with Jonathan Overend, who's here with us on the gantry at Elland Road, watching England 2-0 up. And here's the corner. Delph to take it, high outswing it towards Cahill, who I thought was buffeted there as he challenged it for it. Got his head to it, comes out to the right-hand side. Ali's low ball in, poor delivery from Dele Alli this time. And Costa Rica can clear away quite comfortably. They do up into the centre circle where Phil Jones, who wasn't involved at the weekend, has become a father. A little girl was born just before the build-up to the Nigeria game.
So he's back in the England picture as well as the right-sided central defender. At one point this season, Gareth Southgate did say that he felt that Phil Jones was currently the best England qualified defender. He's not done much wrong this evening. Trippier hits the ball forward, but that's under the head of Waston, who's able to head it down. Yeah, here's Borges to the right-hand side. Borges gets it back, and with the outside of his boot, spins a pass towards the left-hand side to Joel Campbell. Joel Campbell now down the left-hand side. The ball is chipped across towards the back post, and a stretching effort. I think it was Smith, was it? He was Bolaños. It was. He was catching up with it, but could only stretch and send it well wide and behind.
It shows you, John, if you switch off a little bit, come off the pace, get sloppy. You know, Costa Rica there, just quick 3 passes, 4 passes, and the one at the far post couldn't obviously get the ball on direction of the target, but it just shows you.
England backed by the travelling band. I guess they'll be going to Russia.
Well, they live in Sheffield, so they've got far to go.
Yeah, well, not tonight then. They will have when they're coming back from Volgograd. Here's Welbeck, who was challenged by Tejeda and has stayed down. Just taking a moment or two to get up. There were 2 Costa Ricans who came in with a challenge. There's players going on with Bolaños on the right-hand side. Dele Alli puts in the challenge and it bounces out of play in front of the south stand, the packed south stand. Attendance of just over 36,000 here tonight, 36,104. And a good occasion it's been once you got through the middle of Leeds. Here is Matarrita on the left-hand side. It's taken on by Urenia towards the edge of the area, but suddenly England have everyone apart from Rashford back. And a curling effort from Yeltsin Tejeda from distance, which sails away wide and behind to the ironic cheers of the England fans. So do join us next week. All of the build-up from Monday onwards, a series of special programmes on 5 Live Sport next week, including an in-depth profile of the England manager, Gareth Southgate. And then on Thursday, the action begins with the 4 o'clock kickoff UK time. Russia against Saudi Arabia, live from Moscow's Luzhniki Stadium. Alan Shearer and Dion Dublin will be with Conor McNamara in the stadium to bring you commentary on that. And then we're off and running. Every time there's a match on, you can hear the commentary here on 5 Live or on Sports Extra. We're all across BBC television, online as well. And actually, if it's a BBC TV game, you'll be able to listen to our 5 Live commentary via the red button. And we've got lots of other innovations. I think we're announcing 1 or 2 other things in the course of the next week as well, so listen out for that. But England with Trippier on the right-hand side as it's passed forward to him by Jones. Trippier advancing down the right wing. Rashford is there again. Sure, Rashford will receive the Man of the Match award this evening for his first half performance alone. Trippier, Delph is available. He's covered a lot of ground, Fabian Delph, this evening. 1-2 involving Jones and Rashford. Now Trippier on the right-hand side, cuts back onto his left foot, gives it to Jones. Jones ball in, actually deflects underneath Calvo and back to the Real Madrid goalkeeper, Keylor Navas. Chris Waddle.
Well, it's not been a test, has it? I think the 2 games they've played them for a reason. And they're far superior to the both sides have played. Nigeria could say they give them a slight game for half an hour in the second half. Costa Rica will probably give them a game for 10 minutes, if that. So I don't know if they're good exercises for confidence. Let's get a rhythm of the system and give everybody a game. So they go off to Russia very happy, and you've got to say spirits will be great. And you know, that's what you want. You want them to go there, and the main actors and the players who you want to be on the ball a lot seem to be Rashford if he plays. The players in the positions where you want are confident at the minute.
England in the red shirts here in the White Rose County in possession. Trippier, long pass down the right-hand side to Rashford. Took a lovely touch with one of his white boots to bring it under control, but then couldn't find the ball infield towards his clubmate Lingard. And Costa Rica are back in possession with Tejeda. Yes, Chris Waddle with us here. You'll be all over Russia with me most of the time, Chris. Over the course of the next few weeks, Chris played in 2 World Cups. We've got Terry Butcher in Moscow. He captained England to a World Cup semi-final. Pat Nevin will be with us. We've got Chris Sutton as well, Dion Dublin, and many, many others as well from the BBC stars who are working on the television coverage. Here's Matarrita on the left-hand side. Back to Tejeda. Matarrita plays it back into the centre circle. Costa Rica, be interesting actually to see what they do against Belgium, one of England's group opponents, when they play each other in Brussels on Monday. And
probably not turn up.
But the sort of mumblings and grumblings around the Belgium camp are interesting at the moment.
Yeah, but they won 3-0 last night against Egypt, didn't they? And supposedly played very, very well.
So that's the end of that one. Here it is with Matarrita again on the halfway line. Now Calvo to Matarrita, Urenia. It was Urenia, remember, who missed the crucial penalty, or rather it was saved by Kim Krul in the World Cup quarter-final against the Dutch 4 years ago. Urenia plays it infield towards Bolaños. Important touch from Delph, who is in there again. He looks as though he's really enjoying getting the opportunity, Delph, to play in this role, with Dyer on the bench, not used tonight, and Henderson having been substituted. Now, Borges to the edge of the area. Maguire got a touch in there, just intercepted the pass. Costa Rica take up possession again. England have just dropped off it a little, and Costa Rica sense an opportunity. Campbell playing it into the penalty area. Urenia got a touch. Matarrita drives it across, but Pope, the England substitute goalkeeper winning his first cap, is able to just pat it down.
And very confident though, didn't he? He just, as you say, just came to him, no risk, patted it down, caught it, or Delph caught possession.
He gave it out to Delph, who was caught in possession. Bolaños thought he might have fouled him, but was able to pass it to Maguire. And so here's Nick Pope at the back, who's had this brilliant season, helped of course by the injury to Tom Heaton, who's only on the standby bench, but standby list, but he got his opportunity, Nick Pope, and he's taken it brilliantly. He had to work for his living at one stage, he was telling me this week. He was a milkman at one stage, worked in Next as well. And he said there was a point that came where he said he knew that the bank of mum and dad couldn't support him anymore, but that of course is before he set off on this route that has led him to the England World Cup squad and a full cap here tonight, a senior cap here tonight as a substitute.
He knew when the next time was coming.
Yes, he regularly delivers even these days. England 2, Costa Rica 0. Ali out to the left-hand side to Rose. And now Dele Alli turns and clips a pass square towards Delph. We're into the last couple of minutes of the 90 here. And it looks as though it is going to be a win to send England on their way. Campbell turns Jones. Campbell then went for a step over, but Delph read it. Campbell, though, still able to play it across towards Borges, who now finds Bolaños on the right-hand side. Costa Rica sweeping forward here. Bolaños with a cross. Maguire got ahead to it. Campbell couldn't get the ball under control, and it bounced into the path of Delph, and England were able to clear it. That's one of the few alarms that we've seen in the England penalty area.
I think people switch off, to it's near the end of the game. It's got really sloppy, hasn't it, the last 10 minutes? You cannot say we've seen a lot of action in the last 10 minutes. Costa Rica's knocked the ball around, we're not going anywhere.
Well, don't you switch off yet, listeners. We need you for the 5 Live Football Social, 08085 909 693. Get in touch to tell us what you've thought of the way that Gareth Southgate... Rashford?
Yes.
Obviously. Marcus Rashford, a warm round of applause from the appreciative crowd inside Elland Road. The Manchester United players in the squad were, would we say, playfully booed? Or not before the game? Probably not. But Rashford's certainly come up with the goods here tonight for England, as Trippier plays it across towards Delph. We will be on air tonight, as usual. 5 Live Sport will have past 10 to take your calls. Lingard now receives it down the right-hand side. Lingard pulls the ball right across, and there's absolutely no one there until it arrives at the feet of Borges. Get in touch as well, at 5 Live Sport if you're on social media. Text 85058 to talk to Chris Waddle about the various combinations that England have played tonight as well, and who might start that match. Here's Urenia taking it on, but trying a shot from 25 yards that he's claiming rather desperately. That took a flick off a defender to referee Kimura, who says nope, goal kick to England, and we will have I've just missed the ball. 3 minutes of added time. So England with Fabian Delph at the back. Gary Cahill winning his 60th cap tonight. Gary Cahill, the only man in this England squad who has passed 50 appearances. I was actually having a look back at various England squads of the past. 1966 World Cup squad, and I know they didn't play as many international matches then, but that squad had only 2 players in it who played more than 50 times for England, who were Bobby Charlton and Jimmy Greaves. Here's Calvo volleying the ball away on the edge of the area.
England's not the youngest squad in the World Cup.
No, they're not.
France are younger.
And I think there's one other,
yes, there is. There's one more.
However, it is England's 3rd youngest World Cup squad. Here's Delph out to the left-hand side where Rose chests it down. Quite a number of people have drifted away now. Blue seats beginning to appear, and of course yellow seats in that little odd corner away between the east stand and the south stand as Costa Rica win the ball back in front of their own penalty area. Here's Wasta. As well, by the way, as we get well, I had to be, didn't there, at some stage this evening. This will keep Ian happy. The chorus of Yorkshire, Yorkshire, inside Elland Road. But as I say, it's the Lancastrians who've come up with the goals this evening. Or Greater Mancunians, traditionally Lancashire. Rashford and Welbeck. And a free kick after Trippier's foul 10 yards inside his own half. Youngest squads, France and Nigeria, of course, who we watched the other day. England 2, Costa Rica 0. And we will hear as well, we'll be on air till 10:30 tonight. We'll, that will be our hope to bring you a live interview with Gareth Southgate and perhaps 1 or 2 others as well before we finish 5 Live Sport this evening. And if you don't hear them tonight, then listen out in the morning for 5 Live Breakfast. Here's Matt Arita, who wins the ball back, plays into Campbell inside the penalty area. Conceding a goal now would be a blot on the copybook. And Campbell went for a Rabona cross, rather flamboyantly, that was headed away by...
Well, at least looking to get his shirt. He's worked hard, Campbell, tonight, hasn't he? You cannot fault his effort. He's tried to do the right things as well. He's tried to create when he's had the ball, and he's done his chances no harm.
And he's been injured most of this season on loan at Real Betis. He had a knee operation, he had an ankle injury, and as a result, he only played 1 full match. But there's the final whistle at Elland Road, and England have a win to take them off to Russia for the World Cup. In fact, England have gone through this whole season in the build-up to the World Cup unbeaten, and that's not a bad way for Gareth Southgate and his England squad to head off to the World Cup. And Gareth Southgate now congratulates all of his England players who are involved. Handshakes all round. England comprehensive winners tonight, even though the scoreline was only 2-0, Chris Waddle.
Yeah, England were by far the better side. Costa Rica, for me, turned up really. They didn't really commit to the game. They were quite happy to sit back and frustrate England. Rashford opened the scoring.
Hi guys. England won 2-0, which is great. So guys, how about me doing more live streaming, which we will be happening. Because there's more live streaming to come from next Thursday. I just get my TV magazine, my next week's one, and bring up to next Thursday. Hang on, hang on, give me sec here. There you go. Give me sex. Wait, give me one more second. Give me 1 more second then. No, if I did accidentally say sex right now, then I did not mean it. So the first Russia World Cup match will be next Thursday on ITV at 4:45. Now I don't think my Wilson will be able to watch that, but you can watch it back. Then next Friday, well, we got a problem because there's gonna be 3 Grion next Friday. Yeah, there's gonna be 3 Russia World Cup football matches going on next Friday. So the first one is on BBC One at 12:30. It doesn't kick off until 1 o'clock. That is UK time. And the next one is 3:30, but doesn't kick off until 4 o'clock UK time. And the next one, 6:20, but it doesn't kick off until 7 o'clock UK time. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. All three on the same day. 2 on BBC One and 1 on ITV. So that's next Friday I have got a busy Friday. Yeah, busy day next Friday. Unbelievable. But what can I say? Huh? Oh, Shell Smith. Oh. So yeah. So yeah, got a busy week. Yeah, busy start. Oh, Thursday's not too bad. Next Thursday's not too bad. There's just only one next Thursday. But next Friday, 3 on same day. Oh my god. Screw fix. So yeah. Just watching back. So yeah, I believe my Wilson is live right now, so yeah, believe he is. Hang on. Fuck's sake, this is doing my nuts. Hang on. Just switching count to that. See if my Wilson is still live. Maybe he is. Hang on. Bye, Wilson. Yeah, that's. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, thank you, my. Yeah, I think Wilson has ended his live stream. Shit! Missed it. Shit, fucking me. Can't believe I missed my Wilson's live stream. Shit! Well, if you're watching this right now, then I do apologize that I missed your live stream. I did try to catch up to the live stream, but I couldn't. Do apologize about that, right? Yeah, I do apologize. But yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Yeah, I mean, how many likes are we up to? Hang on. Let me just check how many likes we are. Let me just see how many likes we up to. Set the count to that, and let's see, do that. Make that 3 likes. And again, do on the other one. To me, it 4 likes activity. For some reason they don't get a notification. Huh. Where the hell is it? Okay. I'm not sure where the hell this comes from, but yeah, I think YouTube's been fucked up. Once again, YouTube is being 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 fucked up. I hate that. Once again, YouTube is being fucked up. I hate that. Once again, YouTube is being fucked up. Once again, YouTube is being fucked up. Once again, YouTube. So 4 likes by me and by but on this channel and my other channel. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And see you guys on the next live stream, which will be Saturday night between 9:30 and 10:30 UK time. And then I got one on the Wednesday, same time, and then I got a piss off. What the fuck? Don't want that. Okay, don't want that extreme. That extreme there. Well, and then I got one on the. And after that, I got one on next Thursday. About yeah, I got one next Thursday. Hang on. Give me a minute. Give me a second. Yes. Okay, I got one next Thursday at 4 o'clock next Thursday UK time. Then after that I got 3 more to do. And after that, and I got 3 to do next Friday at different times. One at hang on. Need to put my glasses on. Hang on. Yeah. And I got 3. Hang on. Give me a second. Ah, here it is. And I got 3 more to do. Get that off. Yeah, then I got 3 more to do. One at 1 o'clock UK time. So this is for next Friday. So one at 1 o'clock UK time, and the first one is at 1 o'clock UK time next Friday. And later on that day, then later on that day we got one at 4 o'clock UK time. And not long later after I got the third one at 7 o'clock UK time. But it'd be different time, but all these times I just said, yeah, it'd be completely different time to Russia time. Ow. So Russia, Moscow time, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, quiet time. Well, I know it's quiet out there. So yeah, so I'll see you guys. So until then, it is me, Spotlight2K7 #2. Peace out. Yes, I do.